The world is really trolling with us. I can't handle it anymore. Just kidding, guys. I think we are still walking the same trajectory. I'm keeping the good mood. In this video, I'm going to go with you over the Bitcoin chart, altcoins chart, and Bitcoin dominance chart. And I think, guys, the story of today's video is very clear, but also very optimistic. Let's dive straight into it. And you thought the wealth transfer is going to be easy. Guys, what we are seeing right now, the bubbly stages, this is nothing yet. The world is going to see way more crazier times that we are seeing right now. It is shaking, the earth is shaking below our feet, and it will only get crazier and crazier. So you better strap up, work on your internal state, because your internal state is the only thing that will guarantee you peace in the crazy times that are going to come. We don't all have the answers, but let's check what we can see in the charts today. So I want to start off with Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Actually, let's go to the weekly time frame actually, and look at this on the weekly time frame. To be honest, guys, this chart does not look bearish. If you ask me, there is definitely some more weakness in the price. That is concerning, I have to say that. But if we just zoom out right here, we are still in a very clear uptrend. The only thing that is concerning is we did broke above the previous all-time high. Right now we broke back below it. That's definitely a reason to say I'm going to take some risk or chips off the table. That is a personal decision for every single one of you. But that's definitely something that you can do. What you can do as a strategy, guys, for example, in this bounce, take some chips off the table if you feel more comfortable with that. And whenever Bitcoin is going to break above the all-time high again, you can enter. That is a potential strategy, of course. And if Bitcoin does go higher, you lose, of course, right now till the all-time high. So you lose a little bit of profits, but you enter later. I personally do not do that. I'm just going to sit tight. I'm going to be more focused, guys, on my internal state. I'm going to be busy with the markets anyway, but I'm not going to let myself be emotionally attached to these markets. So whenever the markets are going down, or we are seeing these crazy news events, or we are feeling this uncertainty, I'm just trying and centering myself, because I want to stick to the plan for now. I'm just going to stick to the plan. Like, I'm a really stubborn guy, guys. I'm very stubborn. Now, let's have a look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. And what I find interesting is that on the 4-hour time frame, guys, we have somewhat of a channel right here. We touched the support of this channel. We had a big liquidation event like we have seen many in the past, in this year actually. We have seen many liquidation events. But you also have to, if we really zoom out, right, we have Bitcoin has been trading from 75,000 US dollars, making a rally all the way up to 112,000 US dollars. Okay, it's consolidating a little bit now with a third world war on the news, crazy bearish news, crazy uncertainty. It is making a correction total from the top 11%. It is crypto that we talk about here, guys. This is pretty. To be honest, guys, this is not that bad. This is really not that bad. No, we are not going to zero. Yes, the future will hold cryptocurrencies. We got to be careful with that to not lose sight of the future by these short-term uncertainties. And of course, there is a lot of bearish news and there's a lot of uncertainty, and we can go lower, and it definitely looks a bit like it's going to do that. But the long-term trajectory, guys, looks amazing. Now, for all the people that are with me in the altcoin boat, which is a very painful boat, I gotta be honest, but nevertheless, guys, it's still a nice ride. We gotta experience all facets of life, right? So right now we have experienced long-term capitulation, and whenever we will reap the rewards, we will be the rewards will feel so good because we have worked so hard for it. We have waited so hard for it, right? But it's also type of work. It's definitely a mental game that you are participating in, and it's a very difficult mental game. It's maybe even a spiritual game as well, because you are really being tested. But yeah, nevertheless, a lot of chat about that. Let's just have a look at the chart. The Bitcoin dominance, guys. I find this actually very interesting and fascinating because a couple of things. First of all, we have seen the Bitcoin dominance only going up, right? Personally, I believe that history does not necessarily repeat itself, but it surely does rhyme. This is a famous saying. I believe that we are going to see an insane altcoin season. I was actually thinking what this chart actually tells us, and it's not that bad actually, because if we have a look at this low right in January 2018 and this the previous bull market basically, right, from this low till this top, and this is very interesting guys, it is roughly 1080 days. 1080 is a very important again time factor that I'm using as well a lot. And if we look at this specific price action, then of course we have a little bit more zigzag, right? We have a pump in the Bitcoin dominance, we have a dump, big pump, small dump, big pump, and a little bit more of a dump, and then a last push to the upside to make somewhat of a double top, and then we fall down like a rock, and altcoins are shining in this very short amount of time. So you have to know guys that in these market conditions in the crypto market, this is often like that. So it will be a very long time Bitcoin only, Bitcoin only, Bitcoin only, Bitcoin only, and then in a very short amount of time, very short altcoins. Boom, and they go crazy, right? And I believe, guys, that the time of altcoins is getting close, and the price action is a little bit different because the Bitcoin dominance just has been going up without too much corrections, right? Here we had a little bit more corrections, was a little bit more zigzaggy, but still the direction here was clearly up. If we now measure the time from the low, the lowest low that we have made on the altcoin dominance, or the Bitcoin dominance right here, and we would go 1080 days into the future, then we would come right here in August 2025. And I've been saying this already many times, guys. I believe that around that time period, we are going to see the Bitcoin dominance stop. And I've been early in altcoins, definitely. I've been definitely feeling some FOMO now and then, but yeah, I'm just positioned, and the whole trajectory of this altcoin season has not changed because it could have happened already earlier. That possibility was on the table. It did not happen. Does not mean that everything always happens like a perfect way of timing, but I believe that this eventually will happen. So I'm expecting Bitcoin dominance maybe to go a little bit higher. Hopefully it does go higher when Bitcoin is going to rally. I believe so. Like, on that belief, nothing has actually changed, but it is of course possible. There's a small possibility that Bitcoin dominance will go up with the price coming down. Nevertheless, it's just a small amount of time. It's just a couple of months left until we are on 1080 days. I think August 2025, most alt seasons we have seen at the end of the year. So this one was actually starting in December. So this was also at the end of a year, but basically going into the beginning of that following year. But you get the point, why this altcoin season was. It was actually also beginning of the year. So maybe we have to wait a little bit longer. That is not how we play strategically for the altcoin season, because for the altcoin season to play, you gotta have patience. You gotta be able to withstand the winds right now in the market, because it can happen next week, it can happen in 2 months. But I believe it is going to happen, and when it's happening fast. And you gotta ask yourself, when you are sidelined, if you are able to re-enter really quickly, get your mind back into this alt season mode whenever it happens. For me personally, like I said, I'm not going to be too much emotionally involved in the markets. I'm not going to step into the news too much. I know it's going to happen sooner or later. I'm positioned for it. I'm waiting for that moment, and until that time, I'm working on myself. I'm doing the things I need to do. I'm taking care of myself and my own health. I'm having a good time doing the things that I like to do. So yeah, guys, now let's go to some altcoins that we are watching. And I want to start off, guys, with an altcoin that probably many of you do not hold. But I still want to share this chart with you just to show you what I'm seeing. And this chart is a Dash token, guys. This is a Dino token. I've bought this, and I've definitely made some losses with my altcoin investments. I maybe even with my whole portfolio, I'm not really sure, but I'm maybe even down like 50%. I'm not really sure. I'm not really checking my portfolio too much because, again, I'm already bald, guys, and the last remaining hair that I still have, I would like to keep that. So I'm not watching that too much, but I think there's definitely a huge chunk of the portfolio that took a big hit after the profits we've made over on XRP. So it's definitely still not that bad, because still in the plus, because XRP trade was one of the best trades ever done, but it definitely took a hit. But if we just look at the structure, guys, this is, yeah, for me personally, this for me looks like a very safe bet. It is a very safe bet. We are entering a world, guys, a world that's going to be full of instability. It's going to be crazy. It's every week it will get crazier and crazier, and the need for borderless payments, and not only Bitcoin but also altcoins, the need for that borderless payments is going to increase. So I think tokens like Dash, I think this chart will eventually break out to the upside. We are going to reach the top of this falling wedge formation. I believe that. I really believe that, and that would be an increase of 6,000%. Right? So if, let's say, we are trading here, or we are reaching that target right here, and we are just looking at this zone a little bit right here. Does it really matter if you bought here, here, or here? Of course, it would be better if you would bought the exact bottom. That would be very good. It would be perfect. But in my vocabulary, not everything is always going perfect, and I have often also made the opposite mistake, where I, for example, say like, yeah, I'm just going to be very stubborn, and I'm just going to buy Bitcoin when it reaches, and it was back then 150 US dollars, and I was just waiting. It went to 200 US dollars, and I did not buy because I was so stubborn. I was like, I'm waiting for the 150, and it can be a strategy. You want to have a perfect entry. Sometimes that's a good strategy, and sometimes not. It depends, where is your heart, what do you think the future is going to bring, where do you want to position yourself from, but also your personal situation. What is your monthly income? What are your expenses? These are also very important questions, right? If you have very high expenses each month, you have a very low income, and there's not much space between that, then you definitely want to be more careful with your crypto investment and take less risk. For me personally, I always try to keep my expenses low. I'm living pretty modesty, I have to say, and I enjoy a lot of freedom, right? So I try to plan everything around it, and I love to take risks, because taking risk is also what got me here. So there are like two sides on the coin, but this is just a little bit, maybe I'm giving too much information right now. Nevertheless, I hope you get a little bit an idea of my perspective, because that's basically what I want to give to you right here. Now, let's go to Litecoin, guys. This is also something that I've shared. Litecoin, for me, this is looking so extremely bullish. And can we drop to 65 US dollars? Yes, it's possible. We can drop. But in terms of time and the structure, I think this is going to explode, and I'm willing to wait for it, because I don't think this thing is going to zero. It will not disappear. We just had a threat of a third world war, and we are trading already back at 82 US dollars. Like, what happened actually with this crazy third world war threat? What happened? Like, we have not even really seen it in the chart. Look at this. We had a small wick, and of course we're looking on the weekly time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. You see, we had some dip right here below support. It was a little bit scary. Liquidation event is already recovering right now. I wouldn't even be surprised if Litecoin would be trading at $100 in the next couple of weeks or month. This is how fast the crypto space moves, guys. And then go to another one, guys. This one really hurt it for me, because I was actually pretty bullish on it. I'm still bullish on it, and that is Luna. And but yeah, let's go to Luna on the weekly time frame, guys. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing right here. And you can basically apply this. I'm just taking some altcoins right now, but you can basically apply this to every altcoin, because many altcoins are at range lows. So look at Luna right here. I'm invested in this one. I believe this one is going to do really good. How it's going to do that, I don't know, but I just have a feeling, intuition for this token, and I'm invested in it. Not financial advice though. This is just my personal opinion, what I'm sharing right here. But what we are seeing is we have support coming down. We are in that support. Probably we are getting a bullish divergence right here. We're getting higher lows in the momentum indicator. This one going a little bit lower, but nevertheless the direction is still up. So if we would set a trend line, maybe we get a low right here. We still have a direction going up, making higher lows. That means that the momentum in the background of this chart is already shifting. We are not seeing it yet in the price, but it's a weekly time frame. It can take time. But in terms of structure as well, if we get rid of the momentum indicator, we just have here nice rounding, bottoming, bam. We have a big launch. Nice rounding, bottoming, quite a big launch. Now we have a nice rounding, bottoming, and I think this launch can even, because, and this the reason is time. The time is right now different than the time here and then the time here. The time that we are going to enter right now is the time where things go crazy and where things go really accelerated, and where we are seeing, I believe, the wealth transfer. So I believe that this U-shaped bottom can launch us pretty high. So then again, we have from, let's just take the top right here. That would be an increase of 1000%. And maybe we even go higher, right? 1000%. And then I'm measuring from this top right here. We bought this one way cheaper. So it doesn't really matter if you bought here, 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 here. Like if you have 1000%, of course, we all want to have the perfect bottom, and if I would have a lot of cash on the side right now, which I don't, I would reinvest a lot in altcoins right now. I'm willing to take that risk because I see a nice risk to reward setup. Doesn't mean that there's a guarantee. That's important to note as well. It doesn't mean that I make very good investment decisions because, like I many times say in videos, I'm also wrong now and then. Or I'm actually quite often wrong. But I also know the game, guys. I've been in this game since 2016. And what I know in this game, guys, I've been through many cycles. I've made it all. I've lost it all. I've made it all. I've lost it all. But I know that sticking through the hard times is part of the cycle. Now, this is the altcoin chart, the total crypto market cap without Bitcoin and Ethereum. And yeah, we have, of course, seen a little bit turbulence, guys. I'm not going to deny it. And is it scary for me? Yes, it is also scary for me. Have I considered selling? Well, it would be stupid if I wouldn't consider it, but I actually maybe didn't even consider it. And maybe that's also why you should not listen to me, because I'm very stubborn. But like I said, I've been in this game since 2016. I'm almost 10 years in this game, and I've made it all, I've lost it all. And one of the things that really always worked for me is sticking true. Sticking true, because sooner or later you will be right. And that sounds maybe a little bit stupid, but it is these hard times that really create the wealthy people. It is the hard times that create wealthy people. But if you are too emotionally invested, guys, it can be an extreme roller coaster. So that's also why I'm always advising, work on yourself, work on your internal state. This is more important, because the outside world will shake. It will shake. And this is just the start. It will shake more and more and more and more. If your internal state is okay, if you can accept the losses, you can also accept the gains. Then, guys, I quickly want to mention something that Apex has been doing, because decentralized exchanges are actually becoming more and more popular, and I believe that in the future they will become even more popular. They actually published an article about Will Portal. This is a very nice platform that I've been building together with a team, where we basically help traders to get a better oversight on the market conditions. But what Apex have been launching is basically a vault, and a vault is a smart contract. It is basically copy trading, but in a decentralized way. But something interesting right now has popped up, and that is the Apex vault, which is a vault created by the Apex exchange itself. Apex is built by Bybit. It's a decentralized exchange of Bybit. And what you can do, you can set a US dollar Tether into this vault, and when you are putting your stablecoins into this vault, you will earn fees based on the liquidations that are happening in the market. So you park your US dollar Tether into this vault, and every time a liquidation event occurs, or every day, the fees of the liquidations will be partly distributed to the people in that vault. So it's basically passive income, guys, and you can get a yearly return of 34%. That is actually pretty high, and as far as I understand it, it is a very low risk type of investment. We actually wrote an article about it on Willport as well. If you want to know more about this, this is the article Crypto Vaults, where we dive into all the vaults that are basically being offered by Apex and by DYDX. So Apex has two type of vaults. You have like a copy trading vault where you can copy other traders, but they also have their own vault, and this is their own vault, which is basically you being able to earn passive income based on liquidation fees. I just subscribed to this vault, so I'm also right now earning passive income by subscribing to this vault. I have contact with Apex as well. If you have any questions about this, I can always pass them through to them, see what they say. But so far, what I've been reading, I find it very, very interesting, and it's all decentralized. Decentralized, guys, decentralized exchanges will becoming more and more popular because they are not able to seize your assets. So definitely would recommend every single one of you to try Apex as an exchange, but also if you want to generate some passive income. I have an affiliate link, guys, down below to Apex. Use that link to create an account. You will get some extra benefits like discount on your fees. Nevertheless, guys, it's a very good platform, so I would highly recommend this. And if you want to get some exposure to passive income, check out the Apex Vault, because this is, I think, right now the lowest risk type of passive income that you can get, because it is not risking the US dollar Tether that you have put up in the vault, as far as I understand it, but you will earn based on liquidation fees. Guys, if you're interested in that, make sure to check it out. The link down below. Thank you all for watching. I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful day today, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye-bye.